All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and try to get things started. Our webinar attendees have already registered and it's begun. So if you all will find your seats, we will get started with today's proceedings. So ladies and gentlemen, here and virtually, distinguished members of the Board of Supervisors, town managers, council members, Botetourt Chamber Board directors, and members, good morning. On behalf of the Botetourt County Chamber of Commerce, our vision partner, Carilion Clinics, and our platinum sponsor, Botetourt County, I would like to welcome you to the 2022 State of the County Address. I'm Kari Ryder, the Executive Director of the Botetourt County Chamber of Commerce, and I will be your MC for today's proceedings. If you look at your agendas, you will see you're in store for a wealth of information this morning. At the end of the panel presentations, Botetourt County Administrator Gary LaRoe will answer questions submitted in advance by our registrants. 2021 followed a year of much uncertainty. Uncertainty for our country, uncertainty for our businesses, uncertainty for our community. But out of that uncertainty came many successes, triumphs, partnerships, and growth. We will hear about those successes of 2021 and what to look forward to in 2022 from our panelists. To share with you today, we have Dr. Richard Bailey, Chair of the Botetourt County Board of Supervisors, Dr. Jonathan Russ, Superintendent of Botetourt County Schools, and from Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, we have Ms. Catherine Fox and Ms. Taylor Spellman, who will share with you the great things that have happened in and for Botetourt County and the great things to come. But before I ask Dr. Bailey to come to the podium, I'd like to give a brief recap of the 2021 successes for the Chamber. I came on board almost a year ago next month. And during this time period, the Chamber has seen a lot of activity and growth. We facilitated 5 ribbon cuttings and grand openings for new businesses and for Colonial Elementary School. We signed on 38 new members and gained 4 new tier level sponsorships. We awarded 3 $1,000 scholarships to area high school students. We had a number of very successful signature events, which we will definitely continue and we hope to see grow in 2022. Like the meeting of the membership we held at the Preserve at Crooked Run, our April open house, the annual Chamber Golf Tournament, the annual dinner, and of course, the Tinsel Trail in Fincastle, just to name a few. We also hosted a number of educational events in conjunction with Virginia Western, Botetourt Technical School, and businesses within our membership. These past successes would not be possible without our committees, our members, and our partners, and the community. On behalf of the Chamber, I say thank you for that. I'd now like to ask Dr. Richard Bailey to come to the podium and begin the State of the County.
Good morning. Thank you, Kari, for that kind introduction, and certainly appreciate the opportunity today. Botetourt County is so very thankful to our community and business partners. Your dedication and commitment to the progress in Botetourt is to be commended, and we are happy to serve alongside you. I would like to take a moment to recognize my fellow Board of Supervisor members, many of whom are in attendance today. Dr. Mac Scotthorn, who's not here, and we all know where he is, working diligently as usual at his practice, Mr. Steve Clinton, Mr. Billy Martin, and Miss Amy White. Thank you for being here this morning. I greatly respect each and every board member and deeply appreciate their dedication and service to this county. Also, let me recognize our County Administrator, Mr. Gary LaRoe, Deputy County Administrator David Mormon, Assistant County Administrator John Lanford. The board is so very thankful for Gary and his team's leadership and dedication to the residents, businesses, visitors of Botetourt County, and it's truly an honor to work alongside them each day. Many of you know this, but I grew up here in Botetourt. I've also raised a family here and been very fortunate to have a veterinary practice and practice veterinary medicine for 34 years in our beautiful county. Botetourt is home, and I'm pleased to be able to talk to you today about the state of our county. And to start, I'm here to report that the state of the county is very good. First, I'd like to take a step back and reflect on 2021. It was a year of challenges and also a year of hope. Our community showed incredible resiliency and innovation when it came to tackling hurdles and ever-changing recommendations that have followed COVID-19 since it crept into our world 2 years ago. We continue as a nation to combat this virus. Here locally, we have heroes that have stepped up to keep our community safe, healthy, and informed. The doctors and nurses at our local hospitals, urgent care centers, as well as adult assisted living centers have been heroes in our community. Dr. Cynthia Moreau and her team at the Roanoke City Allegheny Health District continue to amaze us with hard work and grit that they show when it comes to providing vaccinations and testing in our community. I also wish to commend all of the Botetourt County first responders, the Sheriff's Department, as well as fire and EMS. As examples of what has gone on in Botetourt, Chief Jason Ferguson, Emergency Manager Daniel Murray, and paramedic Kyle Serber, as well as our Operational Medical Director, Dr. Carol Bernier, were instrumental in developing COVID-19 vaccination program for some of our most vulnerable community members. Botetourt County Fire and EMS achieved vaccination distribution status with the Virginia Department of Health and the CDC. This allowed them to launch the Boost Botetourt initiative. This initiative ensured equitable vaccine access by leveraging community paramedicine to vaccinate citizens in their homes or other convenient locations. This made the vaccine attainable to those who had mobility issues or those who could not attend larger vaccination events. Boost Botetourt also allowed our paramedics to bring vaccinations to places of business. To date, Botetourt Fire and EMS has administered over 1,100 COVID vaccines. Not only was our fire and EMS department recognized by our community, but they were also recognized by the governor's office and received the 2021 Governor's EMS Award for Outstanding EMS Agency of the Year. That is a remarkable achievement and one that I know we are all very proud of, and Chief Ferguson is ecstatic about. And, this would have been excellent, during a normal year, but in our year of the pandemic, this is an outstanding accomplishment. We're very proud of the men and women that care for our community, and we're very thankful for their service. Again, please join me in giving all of the volunteer and career professional first responders a round of applause. They've never been more important in our lives, that's for sure. And thank you, Chief Ferguson and Sheriff Ward, for all your leadership. Also, last year, we know that our children and families were challenged in ways we could never have imagined. School became virtual, vacations were halted, visits with family members postponed or became virtual. Play dates were non-existent, and the thought of youth sports during a global pandemic was in question. But through the innovative thinking of our Parks and Recreation Department and our volunteer booster clubs, we were able to offer youth baseball, softball, soccer, basketball, and football to our community. The booster clubs planned and ran the programs. The Parks and Rec Department provided sports fields and facilities free of charge, as well as providing other financial support. The collaboration and partnership between county administration and community volunteers ensured that our youth had an outlet and were able to just get outside and play. We are very proud of these partnerships and will continue to build on them in the coming year. Parks and Recreation also hosted COVID-friendly events like the inaugural Movie in the Park that kicked off at the Blue Ridge Park and the drive-through Easter egg extravaganza. Thank you, Mandy Atkins, our Director of Parks and Recreation, and Tim Snyder, who chairs the County Recreation Commission, for your leadership. COVID-19 proved challenging for our communities, and our library staff stepped up in big ways to keep our county educated, engaged, and reading. Even though our library branches were closed for half of the year, our librarians quickly pivoted and explored opportunities to keep engaging with our families and citizens. They provided high-quality take-home kits for families to work on together. They also launched creative digital events such as Reading Colors Our World, Summer Reading Challenge, the Read Grateful campaign, and the Bean Stack Challenges. They also had calls to action to keep us reading, like the library card sign-up month. Libraries also embrace diversity and culture during campaigns focusing on Hispanic Heritage Month. Our librarians also focused on STEM-related activities and lined up with virtual story times and visits with popular authors. They ended the year with a popular BOCO Grateful campaign that invited people to share who and what they are grateful for. This initiative was then adopted countywide, and our library staff showed gratitude to various county departments. When you visit one of our branches, you'll also find new automatic doors at the Blue Ridge and Buchanan branches that allow for better accessibility to our patrons, and will also have mobility issues. You will also find our children's book area now organized into genres for ease of access. We have had some new faces join our library team this year, so make sure to stop by a branch and say hello. I want to take a minute and thank those that have worked tirelessly. They have not only provided all of these programs, but our librarians also became a hub for scheduling COVID-19 vaccine appointments and distributing COVID-19 at-home test kits. That's not something I'm sure librarians thought would be a part of their workload, but we are very appreciative of that effort. I'm so proud of this team and what they have accomplished during this very tough year. Thank you, Julie Phillips, for your leadership. 2021 proved to be a year of challenges, but also a great year of opportunity. One of the largest announcements in our county and in the region came in March when Munters Group, a global leader in its industry, announced that it would be building a state-of-the-art facility in the Botetourt Center at Greenfield. Munters is investing $36 million in the county and will plan to retain its approximately 200 workers in this new location. The 365,000 square feet facility will house manufacturing, research and development, and sales of data center cooling systems and high temperature industrial process systems. Botetourt County worked with our partners at Munters and the Roanoke Regional Partnership to support this very important win for our county. This facility is expected to be operational in the summer of 2022. And that is an outstanding achievement for them in just a short period of time. Botetourt County also sought to enhance its ability to attract more businesses to Greenfield. Our Economic Development Department worked with the Virginia Economic Development Partnership to secure over $360,000 in state funding to prepare a 121-acre site industrial development, including the extension of public sewer and an access road, and the preparation of engineering studies and grading plans. Doing this work now will make the county more competitive for another desirable economic development project by reducing the company's time to open. Grading of this lot will be the next step as we move forward. Projects like this and the completion of Colonial Elementary School last December are managed by our Economic Development Authority. The EDA is also responsible for providing guidance on economic development policy in the county. I want to thank EDA Chairman John Kilby, Vice Chairman John Griffin, and our other EDA members for their dedication and commitment to economic development and business opportunity in our county. Under their leadership, projects have been completed on time and under budget. This group of Botetourt citizens are truly the backbone of the most recent business and construction successes in our county. And it can't be expressed too much, ladies and gentlemen, how much these volunteers do for our county. They are absolutely, to use Gary LaRue's terminology, a home run in anybody's ballpark. When we talk about the state of the county, we also want to talk about initiatives and milestones that will impact every member of our community. Our big news this year is that universal broadband coverage for Botetourt is on the horizon. For the past 5 years, Botetourt County has actively been working to improve broadband connectivity through our community, to every household, to every business. Since this work began, the county has worked with the state, federal grant programs, communication providers, and the Roanoke Valley Broadband Authority to jointly invest in approximately $38 million for this endeavor. Botetourt County applied nearly half of our allotted federal CARES Act funding, approximately $3 million, to advance broadband projects. All in all, for every county taxpayer dollar dedicated to providing broadband access to Botetourt residents, businesses, schools, and institutions, we have secured $190 in non-county funding. These partnerships and investments will deliver universal broadband coverage across our county by the end of 2024. I'd like to take a minute and thank Ken McFadden and Gary LaRue for working to secure these grant dollars. This is a very competitive process, and make no mistake, there's a lot of applications that are involved and go to the state to chase these dollars, these grant dollars. And we have been extremely successful, and certainly I think and know that these two individuals had a lot to do with that. So thank you. The past 2 years has proven that broadband is an essential utility. Telemedicine, telehealth, remote work, virtual education are all basic necessities. We are pleased to work alongside all our partners and friends at the Roanoke Valley Broadband Authority, the Botetourt County Broadband Commission, Roanoke Regional Partnership, and our local internet providers to complete this vital work. We know that our broadband journey has at times been frustrating for our community. However, we want you to know that all of the hard work and the dedication the team has put in over the past 5 years is reaping rewards. We want to thank all of you for your patience and support as we continue to work together on this transformational project. I would like to recognize our local broadband commission formed in 2017. Dr. Max Scotthorn, who served as chairman of that committee, Mr. Walter Griggs, Mr. Darrell Hicks, and Mr. Brandon Evans. These individuals have spent many volunteer hours since 2017 getting ahead of the broadband story that's so important for our future. I'd like to share a story with you of a member of our community who works remotely and takes part in virtual learning. Hear how universal broadband coverage is going to impact her life. This is Skylar's story.
College. When I graduate this spring, I will have my General Studies Associates along with my Advanced High School Diploma. I work for the University of Georgia part-time as a research assistant. I love my job. Born and raised here in Botetourt. I was a 4-H girl. I was part of the horse and pony club. I was on the pathology horse judging team. So we went to state competitions. We did some local competitions as well. I grew up here. All my friends and loved ones were here, and I really call Botetourt County home. So of course, all of my classes turn online. I have somewhat reliable internet connection, and I would go to get on Zoom calls and I would find, oh, I don't have internet. So I would email my professor saying, hey, I can't come to class today. And I feel like I did miss out on some kind of learning. And of course, I feel like we all missed out on something when we went online, but especially when you're online and you don't have reliable internet, it's very difficult to, connect with those people the way that you used to. Having more internet in this area will allow students to kind of progress in that education. And I mean, especially for me, it would mean, working from home more efficiently because when I don't have my internet, my code won't run correctly. So it really would be a step forward.
Wow, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing your experience, Skylar, and I want to ask her to stand and be recognized. That's quite a story. Skylar is an exceptional young lady. That's easy to see. At the age of 17, and she is attending her senior year of high school as a homeschool student and also working on her associate's degree at Virginia Western Community College. When she graduates in the spring, she will have her high school diploma as well as her associate's as a degree, and she will be attending school. She also has been working for the University of Georgia to help with COVID-19 research, and she hopes to attend UVA in the fall. Skylar, on behalf of the Botetourt County Board of Supervisors and our entire staff, we want to commend you, and we're so proud, cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. And I'll just say, if the UVA thing doesn't work out, there's a school south of here in Blacksburg that would like to talk to you. Now it's time to look forwards to 2022. This year, the town of Fincastle will begin to see some changes in the center of town. Following detailed study and lots of community engagement, the Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a plan for a new circuit courthouse. The plan includes enhancement of the entire courthouse square area and is the result of partnering between the county, the town of Fincastle, the Botetourt County Historical Society, our sheriff, clerk of court, Commonwealth's attorney, and the court itself. All had valuable input into this extremely important and necessary project. Architectural Partners of Lynchburg is preparing all design, construction, bid plans, and documents for the project. The first phase of work will start in the spring and will include the renovation of space in the county's public safety building and its old general district court building to house the circuit court and clerks of court offices while the new courthouse is being completed. Phase one will also be relocation of the historic Breckenridge Law Office, Weston Hotel building, and monuments in preparation for the main courthouse work. Site improvements will include the demolition of the Fincastle Community Center building and the former Botetourt County Public Works building. Expanded parking and the construction of Courthouse Green will be parts of this project. Demolition and construction of the existing circuit courthouse will start in 2023 and conclude in early 2025, barring any unexpected delays. The end result will be a new courthouse that closely resembles today's facility while meeting the needs of tomorrow. We also want to update you on a private-public partnership with the Virginia Western Community College. We are currently constructing an 8,900 square foot expansion adjacent to our community administration building, be on the south end of this building. Using the leadership once again of the EDA to manage this project, Botetourt has taken the lead to design and construct the facility to support our partnership with Virginia Western in meeting the needs of existing and future workforce in Greenfield and the greater Botetourt community. The EDA will own and maintain the facility with all costs associated with this effort being paid for by Virginia Western. This is another great example of our teamwork between Botetourt County, the EDA, and our partners. Botetourt County has been able to accomplish big things in the past several years, and we're set to have another record-breaking year in regards to growth in business. You will be glad to know we have been able to continue projects and initiatives, all while staying physically sound and responsible. Our financial team was recognized by the Governmental Finance Officers Association, receiving the award for excellence for the fiscal year 2020 audit report. Finance Director Tony Zarilla and his team have been recognized with this award of excellence for the past 14 years. It has become because of the teamwork and financial stewardship of our county officials and our partners, Botetourt County Schools, the school board, the Department of Social Services, our constitutional officers, the Department of Social Services, and many other departments that we continue to receive glowing reports like this from our auditing firm. I want to commend this team for their exemplary efforts. In closing, what makes Botetourt such a great place is our partnerships. Partnerships with the Chamber of Commerce and Small Business Development Center to help our small businesses excel and flourish, like our famous Sunflower Festival at Beaver Dam Farm. Our partnerships with the EDA Roanoke Regional Partnership, Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, that help our county be such an attractive venue for business, travel, or leisure. Our partnerships with Dr. Russ, the Botetourt County School Administration, teachers, staff, bus drivers, as well as the Botetourt County School Board that take care of our children during these unprecedented times. To VDOT, Mr. Varney, who's retiring, starts every report at our meetings with, "It's a beautiful day in Botetourt County." And Ms. Smith, who is his able replacement, who update the board and community each month about our state of the county roadways. To our partners who help manage solid waste in our community, because of which we were able to close our landfill for zero cost to our community. Huge deal, huge deal. And new facility will be opening on Route 11 to serve our citizens. To our county employees who show up every day, who preserve and give their best to not only provide value service to our residents and businesses, but who go above and beyond to help make Botetourt an even better place, thank you. To our public safety departments, Botetourt County Sheriff, Fire and EMS, to our E911 dispatchers, thank you during this particularly challenging time for answering the call and serving our county so well. To our partners at the Virginia Department of Health and our hospital systems, we want to give you a sincere thank you for all that you do since March of 2020. We know that you have been very challenged, and we hope that 2022 will see COVID-19 become a distant memory as we continue to care for each other in true Botetourt fashion. It is my hope that we can stay patient and optimistic while we find our way to the end of this pandemic. I'm confident that by working together, we will win this battle. We are fortunate to be in the best county in this great Commonwealth. As stated previously, the state of the county is very good. And to throw a little doctor language in, I believe the prognosis for next year is excellent. May Botetourt continue to be blessed. Thank you.
Thank you for that good news, Dr. Bailey. I'd now like to ask Dr. Jonathan Russ from the Botetourt County School Board to come and give us the good news.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Ryder, and thank you, Dr. Bailey. Before I continue, I have to give credit where credit is due. Our communications specialist, Mr. Mike Mosier, is responsible for the majority of this presentation. So keep that in mind when you judge it. My name is Jonathan Russ, and I've been the proud superintendent of Botetourt County Schools since July 1st, 2020. I currently have a daughter at Greenfield Elementary who loves her school, but with a mom and a dad who are both educators, she really doesn't have a choice. After 3 degrees and 30+ years in this profession, I'm extremely blessed to serve the families and students of Botetourt County. I'll begin by sharing past, current, and projected enrollment for our school division. As you can see, after the year 2019, 2020, we did see a small decline in our student population. Fortunately, the past 2 years, as well as projections for the coming year, student population has remained somewhat stable. During the past year, Botetourt County Public Schools has lots to be proud of. One example would be the results from this past year's round of state testing that proves we have some of the best administrators, teachers, parents, and students in the state. Out of 132 school divisions, Botetourt County Schools scored in the top 10 in mathematics, reading, and science. Even more impressive, James River High School had the second highest math SOL scores in the entire Commonwealth. We were second only to Thomas Jefferson High School in Fairfax County. As many of you may know, until this current year, TJ students were selected to attend. We were fortunate to be able to recognize the James River Mathematics Department at one of our school board meetings. So congratulations again to Elizabeth Foster, Trey Chilcott, and Aaron Nagel. Based on needs brought on by the current pandemic, we have been blessed to roll out the Bcps Virtual Academy. This initiative, which gives students who wish to be educated in a virtual setting, would not have been possible without our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Janet Womack, our Coordinator of Virtual Learning and Technology, Mrs. Leah Stevenson, and of course, our Board of Supervisors and County Administrator, Mr. Gary LaRue. We are currently educating 100 Botetourt County Public School students within our virtual academy. I would like to highlight a few administrative changes that were made for this school year. Mr. Andy DeWeese, former principal of Lord Botetourt High School, is now our Director of Operations. Mrs. Beth Mast, former principal of Reed Mountain Middle School, now serves as the principal of Lord Botetourt High School. And Mrs. Debbie Harris, former assistant principal at Lord Botetourt High School, now serves as the principal of Reed Mountain Middle School. All 3 of these individuals are performing above and beyond expectations. It is no secret the current educational facilities within Botetourt County are aging. We are very thankful and proud of Colonial Elementary School, which is currently open for its first full year of instruction. Other than a few hiccups that come with any new construction, under the leadership of Mrs. Tammy Riggs, this beautiful facility is delivering a top-notch education to our Blue Ridge Elementary students. If we include New Colonial, the average age of all of our buildings is 48 years. If we do not include New Colonial, the average age of the remaining buildings is 52 years. This indicates 2 things. 1, our facilities have been well maintained and taken care of. And 2, we are at a point that a lot of resources are necessary to continue to be able to provide the best possible education for the students of Botetourt County. I'll highlight a few big ticket items in our maintenance initiatives that have been accomplished during the past year. At our operations center, we have a new electric gate and floodlights. This facility doesn't just serve the schools. We have a lot of our county maintenance that also visit that lot for gas and parking and so forth. We have improved the water treatment facility in Eagle Rock. We have made plumbing and sewer improvements throughout the division. HVAC control replacements have taken place in many of our buildings. Several roof patches and repairs and new chill replacements throughout the division as well. Mr. DeWeese and the maintenance department will continue to evaluate, prioritize, and perform additional maintenance needs based on necessity. The next few slides will explain federal relief funds that have been provided to us during the pandemic and how we have spent and continue to spend those funds. One set of Corona relief funds we received early in the pandemic in the amount of approximately $790,000. We were able to secure personnel, add additional instructional technology, instructional materials, school reimbursements, and school nutrition supplies. From the very supportive Board of Supervisors that we have in Botetourt County, we also received approximately $830,000 from their CRF funds. With that money, we were able to purchase 6 new school buses, air quality equipment in each of our schools, and again, address Eagle Rock water quality improvements. In a second set of funding, also known as SRM1 funds, we received approximately $330,000. As you can see, that money was spent on COVID-related items for sanitation stations in each of our buildings, face mask and other personal protective equipment, custodial supplies, and 2 additional buses. Through the same pot of federal money, we were able to apply for, through grants, additional money, and received approximately $136,000, which we were able to purchase Chromebooks, special ed technology, and then the remaining part of that money is being spent on cleaning supplies, more PPE, and additional technology needs. Through ESSER 2 funds, we received approximately $1.3 million. To date, we have purchased 5 new buses, and we have plans. These next 3, these are already in the works for chiller replacements at 2 of our buildings, bus driver retention rates, and additional substitutes that are needed because of the pandemic. Like I said, those last 3 are still in the works, so that's why there's no amount on those. And then our last part of federal funds is ESSER 3 funds, where Botetourt County Schools received approximately $3 million. This money is in place for us to use until the end of 2024. Plans to spend that money include expanding our summer programs this past year and this coming year to address the learning loss that came about because of school closures and the pandemic. Substitutes for COVID-related absences, bus driver retention rates, more PPE, and more cleaning supplies. And I will put in a dig now. If any of you are interested in a substitute position or a bus driver position, let me know. I must acknowledge the amount of additional work that our finance department has taken on because of the responsibilities that come with this federal funding. And I'm sure Mr. Zarello here in this office can attest to this. So a personal thank you to Mr. Brandon Lee, Mrs. Brenda Barty, and Mrs. Lee Phillips for the additional workload they have taken on during this pandemic. And I would be remiss not to acknowledge the Botetourt County School Board. We are blessed to have a school board that truly cares about each and every student in our division. Whether you agree with the decisions they make or not, I can assure you they are made with the best interests of students in mind. I want to personally thank Mrs. Weddle, Mrs. McCaleb, Mr. Davidic, Mr. East, and Ms. Wilson for the service they provide to our community and our school division. I must also acknowledge Ms. Michelle Austin, former BCPS school board member. Until January 1st of this current year, Ms. Austin served Botetourt County as one of our school board members for several years. In all honesty, I still am not giving an official goodbye or thank you to Ms. Austin. As I explained to her, I don't want you all to see a grown man cry. I want to thank Ms. Austin for all she has done and all she did for our students and for our county, especially during 2 of the most challenging years many of us have ever experienced. Replacing Ms. Austin is Ms. Jenny Wilson as the Buchanan representative. As she has quickly learned, there is no easing into this position. We welcome her and look forward to Ms. Wilson's leadership. She will be serving Botetourt County Schools on the Safe Schools Task Force, our School Budget Committee, and our Character Counts Committee. Welcome, Ms. Wilson. As we begin 2022, we have many changes ahead, and we look forward to becoming an even better school division. Just 3 days ago, we began the process to develop our Botetourt County Public Schools strategic plan. This plan will be the tool for all we do for the years to come. This strategic planning process will involve not only BCPS educators, but community members, parents, school board members, and members of the Board of Supervisors. Thank you, Dr. White. We have selected a partnership with an experienced consulting firm with many years of experience in developing successful school division strategies. Also, our Virginia Department of Education is under new leadership that will inevitably lead to many changes. This new leadership has been tasked to lead Virginia's school divisions to carry out recently elected Governor Youngkin's education agenda. Although I've highlighted a few accomplishments we have as a school division in Botetourt County, this would not be possible without the great efforts of students, parents and families, a supportive community, a supportive Board of Supervisors, great teachers and staff, and a supportive school board. From the bottom of my heart, I want to personally thank all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Russ. You guys certainly are bringing up the leaders of Botetourt County and the leaders of tomorrow. I'd now like to invite Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, Miss Catherine Fox and Miss Taylor Spellman to the podium.
Thank you, Kari, and good morning, everyone. It's truly an honor to be with you today as a partner with Botetourt County. Thank you to the Chamber, to the Board of Supervisors, Gary LaRue for his leadership on our Board of Directors and the work of his talented staff, as well as the residents and businesses in Botetourt County for your support. I'm here today on behalf of Landon Howard, President of Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, who was unable to join us today. However, he sends his best. He would want me to tell you that tourism is big business in Botetourt County and Virginia's Blue Ridge, and that tourism is vital to our region, providing jobs and funneling dollars back into the community. And that tourism is an investment, and we are very grateful for the investment by Botetourt County. Please allow Taylor and I to highlight the results of that investment through public relations and new initiatives. In order to get started, let me tell you a little bit about Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge. Visit VBR is the region's official destination marketing organization promoting the area as a place for people to visit, covering the counties of Botetourt, Roanoke, Franklin, as well as the cities of Roanoke and Salem. Showcasing these things to do and restaurants, lodging, and unique experiences that help make Botetourt County an attractive place to visit. Tourism opens the door to economic development opportunities because it all starts with a visit. The partnership benefits for Botetourt County, we'd just like to highlight a few. We have 170 Botetourt County partners, which are free. They're partners here because of your investment. We have free online events listings. That content that makes up Botetourt County is incorporated into our blogs, our podcasts, and online. And we have a landing page specific to Botetourt County. We had 1.7 million unique visitors to our website last year at visitvbr.com. And our media outreach or social media outreach at Facebook is pretty phenomenal, as we want to be an extension to your message through Facebook and Instagram. Public relations has earned results specific to Botetourt, and I'd like to ask Taylor to share those with you today.
Thank you, Catherine. And I'd like to also echo her thanks to Mr. Ryder and the Chamber team, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Gary LaRue, and the County of Botetourt. Good morning. So as Catherine had mentioned, Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge has been working for Botetourt. The organization brings groups, meetings, sporting events, but we've also got a strong marketing and communications department here. And I'm excited to show you some results from that. The PR program has been working with with Botetourt for over 10 years. Today, I'm excited to show you what we do and focus in on some results that have recently really been some very impressive publicity features for the county as a result of this program. The public relations program, my team works to earn positive media coverage, publicity for the region to help bring visitors here. We want to show them what to do, what to see, where Botetourt is, and why they should come visit. And we do that by letting travel writers across the country know what's happening here. We inspire their stories and fit our Botetourt partners and our Virginia's Blue Ridge partners into their story needs. Some logos down there are some examples of coverage we've received over the past 10 years and beyond. But again, let's start off with some of those recent mentions. AAA World Magazine, this beautiful, incredible, visually stimulating article not only talks about the river and the many things to do in the region, but it's also an incredible publication hitting many of our key markets. Right here, Travel and Leisure named Buckhannon and Fincastle as a part of the 12 best small towns to travel to in Virginia that you must add to your travel list. Congratulations. Fincastle again, landing in Virginia's most charming small town by MSN, and Love Exploring, which is an international publication in the UK. We've got Botetourt County, an itinerary roundup destination here for Northern Virginia Magazine, which mentions specifically Virginia Mountain Vineyards, Blue Ridge Vineyard, Eagle Rock, and the James River. Tidewater Family Plus on the right-hand side is a print article, and on the left-hand side shows that same article online in a fabulous Virginia Beach market, talking about all the things that are here to do in our region, providing links and mentions for our partners at Twin River, so as to make it easy for folks to plan their trip. Lace and Grace, it's a Northern Virginia publication talking about the brand new Stony Brook winery out in Troutville, the pie shop in 1772. This is Raleigh. We like to make sure that there's something on the bucket lists of our visitors every season of the year, and this is highlighting the Tinsel Trail, which is phenomenal. Bike Rumor, a highly influential publication for mountain bikers nationally and beyond, did a video and a blog post component highlighting Arcadia and the thrilling mountain biking opportunities in Botetourt County and beyond. I believe there was pairings on restaurants, things to do beyond that as well. Outside Magazine, listing the Grand Fondo, which is a Botetourt event happening as one of their favorite bike races of the year. And you all can get ready, get training, because that Grand Fondo is returning in October. Men's Journal. This is one of my an opportunity that I hold dear to my heart, talking about the history and the rich heritage along the James River. Dan and John there took care of the group of writers and photographers by grilling out for them after a multi-day paddle trip where they camped at the Twin Rivers campsites along the James River. Really amazing story, has a phenomenal reach. Botetourt County, you should be proud of this mention. Hiking the Appalachian Trail in Women's Running magazine also talks about Angel's Diner. Another Travel and Leisure article, this was from 2016, but one of my very favorite articles. This was kind of an earlier mention. Travel and Leisure is a coveted publication to receive a publicity in, and it mentioned the Upper James River Water Trail in 2016. So my PR team and all of Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge is going to continue taking Botetourt County and Virginia's Blue Ridge out on the road. I'm going to bring you to media appointments in DC and Northern Virginia and Richmond and Virginia Beach and other key markets to let people know, again, where you are, what you have to offer, history, arts and culture, cuisine, phenomenal scenic and agritourism opportunities so that they can come here and produce publicity that then reaches millions of viewers. We'll continue strong media relationships with those influencers on your behalf and host local partnerships in the form of a variety of collaborations. And one of the additional things that we do is bring media to the region. And we work with the Botetourt County businesses to show these media exactly what's so wonderful. In July, we hosted a group of 20 travel writers from across the East Coast. They came to the Hotel Roanoke and had a programming conference for their organization, the Society of American Travel Writers. And during that programming, Visit VBR worked with Virginia Mountain Vineyards, Twin River Outfitters, and other partners to allow those businesses to showcase their product to these writers while they were in Roanoke. So that was exciting. I also came out to Botetourt County, and our team put together a special mobile application, a mobile app where the travel writers could download that, use that app, which was full of incentives to some of the businesses that you see listed here as an incentive to bring the media into Botetourt from their conference in Roanoke. So had a great time working with these businesses to provide incentives for those media through a VIP pass. Another really great event that happened this year in July with a Visit VBR and Botetourt County collaboration was the Flex and Flow Summer Camp. Now, in 2018, Visit VBR brought in over 100 influencers focusing on outdoors. They had a conference in Roanoke as their home base, and they spread out throughout the region to experience the trails, the hiking, and a lot of outdoor activities. During that 2018 summit, the organizer of this event, Flex and Flow, had never been to Roanoke. She's never been to Virginia's Blue Ridge, but she fell in love with it so much that she brought 35 female fitness influencers to Botetourt County in August to have another event. So this piece of returning business was in Botetourt. They fell in love with the views, as you can imagine, and have been very active on social media, talking about all the things to do and appreciate in Botetourt County. And we can look forward to these influencers. There's 8 of these females who are going to be coming back to participate in the Blue Ridge Marathon. So that power and that influence of continued coverage of our brand and our destination, filtering out online and through these social media channels, is going to keep visitors returning to our beautiful region. Another initiative of a media tour showcasing culinary and agritourism in the region. Visit VBR and the PR team brought in 6 top-tier media to showcase the agritourism in Botetourt County and how it plugs into the region. We brought the media to pick produce and have lunch with the family out at Thornfield on a fall media tour. We then took that produce and a couple days later worked with our culinary experts to put together a local fresh meal and highlighting the progress that happens along that journey of produce and farm fresh food to table. Saw some great results from that. During the pandemic, Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge didn't stop working for our partners in all of the region. One thing that we did for Botetourt County specifically was a virtual tour, a small town tour featuring stunning imagery that our organization hired a photographer to capture. And we've tied pieces of history and fun facts and information that was then delivered to travel writers in their homes while they were unable to travel. Now, keep in mind, travel writers don't stop during the pandemic. While they're forced with the challenge that many of us were forced with of not being able to travel, their publications needed content to stay afloat and to stay alive. So Visit VBR made sure that we kept Virginia's Blue Ridge top of mind to travel writers by showcasing them virtual media tour opportunities like this that you see here, which is also on our website if anybody's interested in checking that out. And a third prong opportunity that Visit VBR does to support Botetourt County is repurposing this earned publicity. All those articles, if they're online, I have the ability to further their reach and their impact by putting some of our marketing dollars behind them and serving them to an audience through our Facebook channels. This content that you're mentioned in, that your partners are mentioned in, you can do the same thing to help tell the story of Botetourt County. So again, this publicity is not only impressive and phenomenal. Congratulations to you. Know that it is working to drive economic impact through tourism. People are searching, our consumers are searching for travel ideas. They want inspiration. They're looking for new, fresh, safe, beautiful places to go. And this coverage in the form of authentic itineraries with this stunning visuals really allows people to kind of have a plug and play itinerary. They use this to come visit us. So it's an additional marketing touch point, and then ultimately These travel writers and the publicity that they create will bring more resources to Botetourt County and Virginia's Blue Ridge. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Catherine Fox to finish Visit BVR's portion of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. It is with such a great pleasure to learn about all the partnerships that we have and also the wonderful businesses that provide those story ideas to us. It's what makes Botetourt County, what makes Virginia's Blue Ridge comes to life. So we appreciate that and the efforts put forth. It's also our pleasure to have partnerships with various entities in Botetourt County, such as the Upper James River Water Trail, the Botetourt County Chamber of Commerce. We partner with Virginia Tourism Corporation as liaison and key contact. And then we're also part of the Virginia Mountains region. We really look to highlight more of our Virginia is for mountain lovers. And so we're a part of that group of communities as well. And then also we have a strong partnership with the Roanoke Regional Small Business Development Center because we focus in on our Botetourt County businesses through the leadership of Heather Fay and really engaging with partners and really doing what we can to bring our programs to those partners. I would be remiss if I didn't really highlight the fact that we were the front door to this exhibit at the History Museum of Western Virginia. Our visitor center shares space with the History Museum of Western Virginia, and excited to say that this exhibit really brought more people to our front door and more engagement about the history of Botetourt County. This was an exemplary exhibit that I know all of these pieces won't be together for quite some time, but it really did tell the story of Botetourt County. We learned so much from it and congratulate all of the people who brought this particular exhibit together. Couple of things happening. What's happening in 2022? We're going to bring back Ironman, of which the majority of the bike route, which is a large portion of 56 miles, will come through Botetourt County. And we are excited that we'll work hand in hand with the businesses to welcome these athletes. We look to have 2,500 athletes come to this region to compete in Carbons Cove, along the routes in Route 11 and the Blue Ridge Parkway. So this is a great opportunity to showcase our region to athletes across the country and across the world. So this is a wonderful opportunity. We're always looking for more help. I mean, folks like Mandy Atkins have really stepped up to help us. Gary, the fire and EMS, I want to say Jason and his innovative input has been incredible to really seeing this come to fruition. So we look forward to this, and it'll be here before we know it in June. Another initiative that we've been working collaboratively as a region is to come up with uniform wayfinding, uniform signage that will welcome visitors to our region. This is an important way of really starting to step up kind of our idea of a destination and how to get people around. So each of our localities are really stepping up to work on gateway signage. So we look forward to having more of this be a part of what you'll see here in the next year to two. We made a big announcement on Saturday. Many of you may be aware of it, but we wanted to bring that to you today because it was important for us to announce this news that we think will be the cornerstone of our marketing, and we're excited to share it with you today. The women's pro cycling team is going to relocate their base of operations here. I want to say that this is an amazing opportunity as they train for the Summer Olympics in 2024 and in 2028. This is our future. These are our future athletes, and the road to Paris for women's cycling starts in Virginia's Blue Ridge. So I want to share with you a little bit about these wonderful athletes. This is pretty exciting to think that our logo and our presence is going to follow them everywhere they are. These women are based in their hometowns. They train, they go to school, they may work. We have some pro athletes who are working as well as training. And then they'll come here and they'll do training camps and they'll engage with our community and hopefully with our schools and inspire our youth. This is such an incredible opportunity to think that these ladies that we met and will continue to meet will go to the Paris Olympics and will bring home potentially a medal. This particular group, Nicola, who is the general manager, has formulated these teams and in her time has actually been able to accomplish 14 medals in both the Olympics and Paralympics. This is very exciting for us. I really don't know all of the things that it's going to bring to us in the next 3 years, but we believe this is going to be the cornerstone of our marketing. We're very excited about that. I know I'm excited to be out on the Botetourt roads and really see more of this beautiful landscape, which is what attracted them here. So more stories to tell, more opportunities, and more engagement of bringing these cyclists here to Virginia's Blue Ridge. So in wrapping things up, the ripple effects of destination promotion, what we do, what we're responsible for as an extension of your staff and your message. It's all about attracting strategic events, raising the destination's profile, which builds transport networks and raises the quality of life for our residents here. On behalf of Landon Howard, Taylor Spellman, myself, we thank you for your support. To the officials, to the stakeholders, to the partners. It's so important to continue that partnership and to really rise to the occasion in 2022.
Thank you, Ms. Fox and Ms. Spellman. A lot of great things going on here in Botetourt County, and we look forward to a continued relationship with Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge and all of the exciting things that you all promote on behalf of Botetourt County. I'll now ask Mr. Gary LaRoe, County Administrator, to come to the podium and address the questions submitted by some of our registrants for today's proceedings.
Thank you, Corey. It's such a pleasure to be here with you this morning. And one of the things I suspect, Corey, you may have not gotten the memo, and that was never put Gary in front of an audience and a microphone. So anyway, we'll try to make this fairly quick. We ended up with a couple questions, and we'll try to address those. But before I do that, I'm going to go off script for just a second. One was to play off of what Catherine and was just talking about, and Taylor, about the reach of Botetourt, is that I ended up with a text message. It's not been that long ago, and I get a lot of communication, but this one was very special. And what it was a friend of mine who said, "Hey, I just read an article about Botetourt." I said, "Oh, well, that's wonderful. Hey, that's fabulous." And I said, "Where are you?" He said, "I'm sitting at the airport in Amsterdam." And he had picked up a magazine, and the magazine actually had one of the lead articles was about Botetourt. And that is just actually happening around the world and a lot of the activities that are taking place. And so really, really appreciate that. One of the other things that I appreciate is that I am a very blessed man standing before you today. To be able to actually work with this community has just been nothing except a blessing. And to be able to actually work with the local elected officials on a daily basis is incredible. I would put this group up against any group in the Commonwealth, East Coast, nationwide. They are all in, every single one of them. Talking specifically about the Board of Supervisors, but also that actually transcends over to the school board and other members of this community and other elected officials and the constitutionals and everyone else. However, I would like to acknowledge our new chair, Dr. Richard Bailey, who presented this morning, Dr. Max Scotthorn, who is the Vice Chair of the Board of Supervisors, Mr. Billy Martin, who has been a long-serving member of the Board of Supervisors, Mr. Steve Clinton, also a long-serving member of the Board of Supervisors, and Miss Amy White, who actually just finished up her first year on the Board of Supervisors, but did not miss a beat. They're all absolutely wonderful to work with, and we really do appreciate them. Also, what I would end up saying is that the staff in Botetourt County is second to none. We have the most incredible group of people who are working day, night, weekends, all the time to make this a better place. One of the things what I like to say is that really each one of you are stockholders in the corporation of Botetourt, every one of you. And what ends up happening is that it's a dedicated commitment from each and every staff member to actually raise that stock price every day. And they're doing it on a daily basis. So I certainly do appreciate that. Also, one of the things that has happened over the past year is that we ended up engaging with the citizens more. I mean, we had to. I mean, it was the 2020 pandemic. We had to share what was going on. I appreciate Mr. Billy Martin doing the videos that he has done on a weekly basis. They've gotten a little longer now as far between those as it goes on, but sharing that information. We also ended up bringing on Tiffany Bradbury and Kristen Chapin, who has just gotten married. It's not too long ago, changed the name, but we appreciate them coming on and actually engaging our citizens even more so, and appreciate them for the help that they've given in making this presentation this morning. So with the work and the transparency that's taken place in Botetourt County and a lot of the PR that's going out, we only ended up having 2 questions that came in as a result of the request from this group. And that's wonderful. What that indicates to me is that information is getting out to the world and into Botetourt County. So the first question was, are there plans for new multifamily developments in the area? And the answer to that is that, you know, there's always talk and discussion that ends up taking place about things, but we have permits pulled for 288 new apartments in Fieldstone. And I don't know when those will actually break ground, but that should be fairly soon. That would just be north of Glebe Road on the east side of 220. So that's the answer to that one. The other one is a little different kind of a question too, that many of you would like to have answers to, and all of us would. Are there any new businesses coming to the area in 2022 and beyond? Well, the answer to that is that I would love to tell you. I would love to be able to actually tell you that, and would love to know that myself. However, what we end up doing is that we work through our economic development department. We've got Mr. Ken McFadden, who's the director of that department up here and does a fabulous job. And we also work with the Roanoke Regional Partnership, and we work with the Virginia Economic Development Partnership. And we work directly with corporations along the way to engage those. And what I can say is that the pipeline is continuing to be full of opportunities. And so what we have to do is we have to be ready to grab those opportunities, but we cannot actually divulge those opportunities. And the reason why, there's lots of examples of where information has been shared prematurely and the project doesn't move forward as a result. The community has to be engaged to a certain level. We end up having folks come in. We've had multiple visits this past year, and we anticipate multiple more visits. And of course, we ended up having the largest announcement in this whole region, this end of the state, was with the Munters project during the middle of a pandemic. Everyone else was wondering what was going on. We were out there actually obtaining business and getting that investment. If you go to the International Parkway, and if you look off to the left, if you come out of the governmental center, turn left on International Parkway, go up and look on the left, up on the hill, you will see a new horizon. What that is the new Munters building that is actually all the walls are up and they're putting the steel up. So it's something that is absolutely amazing to see all of that take place. that investment is here and it will be functional. They'll be moving into that facility, barring no disruptions in July, August of 22. That's just down the road. That is just not too far into the future. So I wish we could end up talking about future businesses. Like I said, the pipeline, we're dealing with that on a daily basis, and we're very, very proud of the way that we handle those. And we would love to be able to come back here next year and say that we had win, win, win. And we will, is what I predict. But before we get to that, we have to be prepared. And as Dr. Bailey mentioned in his comments, is that we received $362,000 in a site readiness program to extend sewer into Lot 3. And then we will be looking for other developments associated with that lot. And we will be looking to grade that lot into the future to be ready for those opportunities. So with that, Corey, back to you.
Thank you, Mr. LaRue. Thank you very much for that. As Dr. Bailey said when he started his presentation, the state of this county is very good, and we look forward to it being continually phenomenal into 2022. In closing, I'd like to thank all of you again, all of the attendees, both virtually and here in person. I'd like to thank our distinguished panelists from VBR, from the school board, and from the Board of Supervisors here in Botetourt County. And of course, I'd like to thank our chamber sponsors and our chamber members. Those names are on the placards out front, whether it's coffee and refreshments on your way out, seeing as how we finished on time, which is good. If y'all would feel free to stop by and look at those sponsors, patronize those sponsors here in Botetourt as well. I hope you all stay safe as you leave here today. Keep your eyes on the chamber and the county website. But I can't end without saying a special thank you to Miss Tiffany Bradbury of Botetourt County for all of her hard work and assistance in putting this together. Miss Kristen Chapin for all of her hard work as well. To the chamber staff who have supported me in my year here, Miss Jennifer Vance and Miss Abby Choi. Those ladies have just been phenomenal in enabling me to reach out to all of our businesses, our members, and this community. So thank you all, and stay tuned to all of the news in 2022 in Botetourt County. Be safe and have a good day.